Some freaky things are happening within XRP as well as Solana. As you guys know, over the past couple of days, we've been tracking a massive bull flag formation here on Solana. And as of just yesterday, we managed to close a daily candle above the major downtrend here, which is huge progress in the event that we start to head back up. But things are getting a bit freaky with the way we're reacting today. And that's what we need to spend most of today's time discussing. The same thing can also be said with XRP, as we are also filling out and pretty much coming to what I thought could be the end of its massive bull flag formation here, which, coincidentally, they're both forming here. And you can see we're right trending in the middle of it, and we're starting to slide lower, which is quite interesting if you ask me. I still believe the markets are headed bullish. We just need to continue to consolidate, I guess, a bit lower before we see that happen. But we will be going in depth about this, not only XRP, but as well as Solana, Ethereum, Bitcoin, as well as the S&P 500. So if any of that sounds good, definitely make sure to smash the like button, turn on post notifications, subscribe, and let's jump right into today's episode. Super quick, guys, before I forget, hopefully, we are doing a crypto TV BidFi giveaway. Hopefully you remember, but we're giving away a free t-shirt as well as some other goodies, merchandise, keychains, so on and so forth here, sponsored by BidFi. And if you want to enter this, it is literally completely free. The link is in the top link down in the description below. It's that simple. All you got to do is subscribe to the channel as well as sign up for BidFi. Do those two things. They're both completely free. Take no more than 10 seconds to do. Once you do that, make sure to enter. You get multiple entries constantly, so make sure to take advantage of that. There's literally 3 days left to enter, and then we're going to be doing the drawing on Monday. So if you want to win some free stuff, and who doesn't like free stuff, then make sure to check that out down in the description below at the top of the link. Now, to dive into today's video, there's definitely some interesting things we have to go over. As you guys know, the past couple of days, we've been tracking pretty much the filler end of most of these major cryptos. Going back almost 4 to 5 days ago, you can see there was a massive, you could see ascending, broadening wedge forming on Bitcoin here, which we are retesting the bottom support. We had bull flags retesting kind of the end of this as well. And we've pretty much consolidated out of it, which is good, but it's quite interesting to see the results of this here. Over at the current coin market cap, quickly refreshing, you can see everything is kind of trading in some interesting light where, we're down 1%. We're at 1.66 trillion. Fear and greed index is at 61. So everything is ready to see movement. The markets are definitely gearing up for movement here, and it's just a matter of when that timing is going to come. You can see it clear as day here on a lot of these major cryptos. Bitcoin's down 10% for the week, but over the past 24 hours, nothing's really happening. Same thing with Ethereum. Same thing with XRP. Same thing with a lot of these cryptocurrencies. Solana's not really seeing much movement either. Granted, that's the most compared to all the other ones, down 3.5% here. But take a look at the way these cryptos are trading. I don't remember the last time we've seen Bitcoin for going on almost a week now trade completely flatlined out. I mean, no price movement, no volatility, nothing. We are like stone cold dead in the water here, and we can see it kind of in Ethereum. But we can definitely see it in other cryptos like XRP. Cardano is pretty flatlined. Avalanche, Doge, a lot of these cryptos are really seeing some flatlined movement here, especially the ones that follow Bitcoin. You can see Bitcoin Cash not really seeing much movement, and it's quite eerie to see these movements. Typically, when we see flatline volume, it usually the end result is a pretty substantial run, and that's kind of what we're gearing on or waiting for here. You can see this is just wonky. It's really weird, going on hours since the 13th now. Today is the 18th. It has been quite a few days of just doing absolutely nothing here. Absolutely nothing. We could take a quick date range here and grab it out, and it's been going on almost 6 days now of just doing nothing but trading sideways, and that is not a common thing that happens within these cryptos, and it typically results in a pretty sizable run, and that's what we're patiently waiting for. Now, as you guys can see here on XRP, we're still inside a beautiful bull flag formation, so I don't think we're going to be breaking out of it just yet, but it is something we do have to keep our eyes peeled on. Really, what we're waiting for is for us to break through this daily resistance up here in yellow at any point, which seems to be, taking quite a long time to retest it yet again. But originally, we had drawn on a short-term 4-hour kind of 4-hour symmetrical triangle here as the prices were kind of filling in the gap. You can see where XRP is also starting to stagnate, and it's a about the same time period that Bitcoin's been doing it too. You can see over the date range here, it's been about 5 days and 16 hours on the dot, exactly just like Bitcoin is or was. And you can see how we've kind of just been floating. Very little volume, very little movement. We can scale this out here. I'm almost thinking about tweaking kind of the chart here. And it's definitely harder to include the way this movement is. It's definitely much harder now to see where a support is, where a resistance is. It's not really drawing that out. So the most I could do is pretty much just continue this flag down and see when we're going to be breaking through it. Because truly, I guess the way these markets are looking now is we've clearly identified a price ceiling. So we're looking for maybe a breach above this on the 4-hour for us to kind of spiral up. But until then, we're kind of just continuously rejecting off this top resistance here and scaling lower and lower and lower. So until that's broken, we're going to keep scaling downwards here, which is, it's just odd the way these markets are moving. Very little volume. Volume has pretty much died off completely here. You can see kind of the trend downwards here has just been spiraling downwards here, and very little volume has been a result. So again, we could come back down to retest bottom support right here, the floor, and hopefully we can rebound off that and break through it, because again, this pattern is a bullish pattern. This is a bull flag, and bull flags typically have a bullish bias to them. If we look at a price, or if we look at a chart here, textbook charts, they do show breakouts to the upside here. So we're pretty much just sitting ducks at this point, waiting for cryptos like XRP to see the break. Now, here's where things get a bit interesting. Before I talk about that, I just want to let you guys know BitFi is doing a 500 USDT sign up bonus for new users, $100 for signing up, $200 for deposits, $200 for trading. So that's almost around $500 completely free by just signing up and checking out the website. And you can do these trades, and we will be doing the long position or potentially a short position on BitFi when XRP does decide to see that break. Now, obviously, BitFi is the #1 cryptocurrency leveraging exchange that I like to use here on the channel. It's also a great way for you guys to enter to win some free merchandise here by literally signing up for free, link down in the description below. But beyond that, they do have welcome rewards and a demo account here, which I want to show you guys. So welcome rewards can earn you over 2,000 in free bonus money to trade around with, which is super cool. Tons of tasks, which you can check out by clicking up here. And then they also have a demo account, which lets you practice your skills, practice your trading on this demo account. And then when you're ready, you can switch over to the live account and use real cryptocurrency too. They give you 50,000 in Monopoly money to test your skills, which you can replenish whenever you want. So make sure to check BitFi out down in the description below. But anyways, moving forward from this XRP downtrend here, and you can see the longer we kind of hang out in here, the bigger the breakout typically is. Now, what I noticed here is we obviously end up coming to retest bottom support. So it almost seems like we're more kind of stagnant, if not bearish, than we are bullish right now, because we need to get across completely. All these cryptos end up retesting that top price ceiling. XRP typically ends up retesting its top price ceiling here. So we now need to move either all the way back up to here to 60 cents or consolidate all the way out to retest this before we see that run to the upside here. That's pretty much what it comes out to, is we need to consolidate across, and that now extends us into February if we do decide to break. So it's been a long-term consolidative movement here it just gets boring. You have to be patient with these market movements here. February is typically a bullish month though, so it is exciting to see the results of that. And then we also have to look at things like Solana, which also appear to be trending sideways. We've flatlined out. We've definitely done good by consolidating downwards from 85, extremely overbought on the relative strength indicator, back down to 50, which is huge. That means we have plenty of room to move up. But you can also see volume is dying off as well here, but we are coming outside of a beautiful bull flag formation here. The likelihood we break down from this is slim. Is it possible? Of course, but the likelihood is we don't, because we've been using an uptrend since October of 2023 to kind of scale up. Now, here's something that we have to consider. Majority of this market here is consolidation within Solana. So the likelihood that maybe we break out like that might be slim, because you can see for majority of the history of Solana, it's pretty much just been riding this support here. So there's a good chance we could pop out of this and just see kind of this consolidative movement here, and then pop out once we get to that price ceiling, which we've clearly set right here. There's a very good chance that's the likely culprit we're going to see. Nothing as aggressive that some people were expecting, honestly, that I was expecting here. And it makes sense. Historically, we don't see like moon blasts out of Solana. It happened once, yes, but since then we've literally consolidated all the way back down. There's a good chance we're going to ride this support like we've done in the past here. And then once we get sandwiched from the pressure from the bears here up top, then we'll see that pop again and continue the pattern. So statistically, it shows this, or historically, that's what it shows as reference here. So there's a good chance we can just continue to trend outside of here, just kind of bounce off this resistance and then eventually see that pop to the upside here. So keep that in the back of your head. There's a good chance that that's what could happen on Solana. As for these other cryptocurrencies, it's almost likely that that's a big possibility too, that we can continue on Ethereum, for example, to do what Solana is doing and just continue to kind of spiral off the support until we end up in February, where we can then see a bigger moon or a bigger run to the upside here. It's almost like we could draw another horizontal line right at price ceiling on Ethereum here, and we're just going to continue to spiral outwards just like we've done in the past here. You can see we've just rebounded off resistance here, a very boring market. And you can see there's a good chance we could just continue to do the same exact thing until we move up. Maybe not such a substantial rally, but very similar to the past here, just consolidating off every time we veer away from the yellow resistance or support, we come back down to it. There's a very good chance a lot of these cryptocurrencies might be doing the same thing. And then lastly, to look at the S&P 500, or sorry, Bitcoin, and then we'll look at the S&P 500. What's peculiar as well within Bitcoin is the consolidation here. This is where things get quite odd, is that we are kind of branching out. We are swinging lower. The likelihood we swing up is not in our favor because these ascending broadening wedges typically result in breakdowns. We've also been hanging out at this level for quite some time, which isn't necessarily a good thing here, but nothing really screams breaks to the upside yet. XRP isn't outside of it. Solana is, but it doesn't seem like it has enough volume. The market entirely doesn't have enough volume to see these runs. So we might not actually see that. Ethereum could head lower. Solana could, spiral upwards here. There's a good chance we could just be playing this. So until a lot of these breakouts are broken here, there's not really much of an entry point to trade on. There was a lot of hype being built, and there still is. Like the overall look on XRP, this bull flag is bullish. Same thing with Solana. And, that's pretty much it. But for Ethereum and things like Bitcoin here, we don't have the volume we need to break through. So if we can clear these resistances, then we can enter a trade. But for the time being, nothing is screaming buy an opportunity. And just like that, it also applies to the S&P. You can see the S&P is also teeter-tottering lower. This is kind of that point where we kind of just consolidate out. It's also happening with the S&P. We've reached a verdict now where you can see in previous times here, once we broke out of this bull flag into the new year, or into April of 2023, we consolidated. So we had a beautiful bull flag forming here. We broke out, and it just landed us in consolidation for like almost a month of just trading sideways, and then we continue to veer up. And it's very possible that the same thing could be happening. You can see we've overlaid this historical market movement onto the S&P 500. And what's happening, it's been pretty accurate for the most part here, but now we've entered the consolidative period, just like we've predicted here. This is exactly what we expected. Sideways trading, and now it's finally hitting the market here. You can see we had an original lift off, which was right here, and now we're entering this stagnant movement, which is happening right now. So at some point or another, a decision is going to have to be made, but for the time being, consolidation has taken over, and you can see by us correcting lower here, good chance we're going to just do this for who knows how long. Eventually, though, once we can breach these resistances, we break through this price ceiling, that'll be that opportunity to buy in and long. But with that being said, make sure to smash the like button, turn on post notifications, subscribe, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Peace.